Hello, everyone. Welcome to MyWebUniversity. Today, I'm going to show you shell scripting again. The last time I showed you Linux how-to on shell scripting for Linux Ubuntu. Today, I'm going to show you on Red Hat and maybe Rocky as well. So let's get started with that session. As you can see on last video, we covered Linux how-to on Ubuntu, and then we didn't get a chance to cover Red Hat, but we're going to cover it today, that one. And then this is going to be the topic of today, Linux how-to on shell scripting. So let's get with a slideshow for the current session. That was covered on Ubuntu. We're supposed to get on Red Hat, but there was an hour and a half already covered on Ubuntu. Then I said that at some point I'm going to cover Red Hat separate because we should have enough time for it as well. So let's get started with Linux, how to write shell scripts on Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 9. Without further ado, I have already opened the virtual machine. As you can see, the two virtual machines. This is the Ubuntu, which I'm not going to work on it today. And then the next one is the version Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9, which is this one. I'm going to log in here. And you can see Red Hat Enterprise version 9 is running here. It is. I'm going to just open a terminal. And by clicking on this terminal opens, and I believe the size is already good. I'm going to just make it one size bigger, and so you could see it better. And resizing this window a little bit. Let me just resize it a little bit. It is kind of tough to get from this edge, but I can get it from this corner, I believe. It is really. No, it's good. I think I can see it better. So if I type in this name on this local machine, and the machine is just going to show up a local host and a local domain. And if I just do a cat -m etc os-release, it's going to show enterprise version of Red Hat version 9. So enterprise Linux 9, and then it says 9.2, the latest and greatest update I have applied. It is Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9.2. The code name is Flow. And then it's Fedora distribution. So we get that one, but apparently the size was good. I'm going to just close this one and just open a new one. That is better, just to fit it in this one screen, and then I'm going to move it up here. And I think if I do cat -n etc os-release, this is going to fit in one screen. And then I'm going to also make the screen a little bit wider. And now you can see there's 18 lines in there. And then the version is Enterprise Linux 9. So 9.2 is the latest one that I have done. At the same time, if I just open a terminal, from here I can open an Xterm also. So I could just open an Xterm of my choice with different fonts and everything. Or I could also click on here and just say open a terminal. Like if I type in Xterm, this Xterm session will just open a default session for me with this screen, and I can just do it with white screen there. And if I just want a different color, I can do Xterm minus background color, let's say £0025 for dark green, and then minus foreground of pound FFF for a white color. 3 is good enough. It does replace the 6 Fs. And then I'm going to do minus font size is 10 minus paste is New York. You could do that as well. And then if I do it ampersand, my screen stays, and then that window opens up here. So I'm going to leave this other window here and then just use this green one just to show you that I'm going to connect to MyWebUniversity as such to that machine. So currently, as you can see, still I'm on a Red Hat machine, OS-release. It is showing me a Red Hat machine. And if I do host name, you can see I'm on local host. I'm going to say SSH -L, my user ID at www.mywebuniversity.com. So I'm going to try to log in there. And then once I get logged in, it tells me that the host machine is running Ubuntu. So I'm going to clear a screen here. And then if I just say ID, you can see my login is different here. Cat etc /OS-release. It tells me that I'm on Ubuntu server. So I'm going to clear the screen. pwd here, I'm going to run the .bash rc because my shell prompt, I change it. So I could say in a smaller session, host name and then ID-UN. I could get all the information on that machine saying that I'm on mywebuniversity.com website. And then if I just say IPA, that would give me the IP addresses and network configuration, setting everything. At the same time, I could do fconfig -A and get the same session, clearing the screen. 5 more. You can see that, for example, the Ethernet 0 is the main one that is running. So I could say fconfig Ethernet 0, and that would give me the IP address there. As well as I could say in this lookup www.mywebuniversity.com, and it says that same IP address that is showing on the Ethernet 0 interface. I'm using that one here. And I could also do a netstat -rn, and you can see that the host name is using that gateway, and then the gateway is up and running, so we're all good. I am on the network. As you saw me, I SSH to the machine. So since I'm on my current working directory is home wlutfi, which is also revealed from get ent pass wd $ID-UN. When you run these commands, you can see, so it says that you have to install something because get ent, not env. Get ent would get entry, and I must start entry. Get env is a command. I mean, set env, and set env is a environment variable that you could run if you're on C shell. So current shell is bash. If I say go to C shell, now I'm on C shell. Now I can say set env. Let's say name is echo Wahid, and then I say echo $name. That would just set the environment. But I meant to say get env, so I typed set env. That was by accident. So when you do now, I'm on back on the bash, and I say get entry password and $ID-UN. I could get the same information here. Also, I could say wlutfi here. That would also give me the same information from that. But why am I showing you that one? Because of my friend working directory, and there's a directory that I'm interested called programs. So as you can see, there's a lot of programs that I have here, and some of them are Python scripts, some of them are C++, C, Curl, JavaScript, shell script, everything. So at this session, I'm interested in shells. And then when I do a lesson on the shells, notice that I have a lot of shells here. But for your purpose, I'm going to go to learn Unix by example. this directory structure that I created a long time ago called loop, which is lubrication for shell scripting. Learn Unix by example. That's what loop stands for. If you ever wonder what is loop, it has to do with shell programming. Learn Unix by example. That's what loop stands for. And then there's a directory demos. So I cd to that directory now. These are the shell script that I'm interested to demonstrate today. But in order to do that one on another platform, which is this Rocky or Linux Red Hat version here, I need to just get the files here to and just practice it, see how compatible these scripts are. So in order to get this one, I have to use a secure copy and download all of these files. In order for me to download it, I have to use this ID account that I have, ID-UN here, and then I have to provide this path and then the host name information to just secure copy the entire directory to here. So if I go to my current directory and do cd to programs, I have a programs directory, but I don't have anything after that one. But I don't want to just download everything. So I want to just download programs, shell script, loop, and then demos. So what I do here, I come and say clear screen, host name, and then you can see that I'm on a Red Hat uname-a. I'm on a Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9, EL9, and that's the built version. And then earlier when we say etc Red Hat-release also shows that version. So at this time, I'm going to copy all the files on the demos directory. As you can see under the demos, I have all of this. So clear screen PWD. I'm going to do a listing first, and then rather than a long listing, I want to show you all of this. If I say, give me a long listing, word count minus L, there's about 30 files. But without the minus L, it would be 29, because the minus L, it is going to show you total in there. So when you do this command, ls minus L word count, you have to do a grep minus v total, and then just do a word count that would show 29. It's like ls word count minus L, that would also 29, because there's 29 of them there. So I'm going to get all those 29 here. And what I need to just move up here, this one, and then this one, I'm going to just put it below that, clear my screen here. Since I'm on this directory and I have nothing here, I'm going to do is copy minus R. Minus R means recursively. SCP stands for secure copy. And secure FTP and secure copy are very good command, similar to SSH, secure shell. And they will give you like remote access to the server through SSH, and then through copy. You can either download files or upload files. If you want to just bring it down, you use copy, and then if you want to do the entire directory, minus R for recursive. And now I'm going to say the account that I want to log in at the server that I want to log in. And then from there, I'm going to just say from what directory I want to just download the files. Since the directory is really long, I'm going to type it here. And then programs, and then after that was shells, after that was loop, and after that was demos. You have to type it exactly. This dot means on the local machine, and keep it with the current directory structure names, demos. So as the minus R, as this directory under the program doesn't exist, it creates it. So I'm going to provide the password here. And the password has to be a valid password, otherwise it will fail. Now it's gonna just download. Look how fast it runs. It is downloading everything from that directory to this directory. The nice thing about secure copy, you can see echo $? is 0, meaning it ended successfully, no failure. So you can see all the files size that securely copied. I'm going to clear my screen. I'm going to do a PWD. Now notice that since I did it under programs, I just did not create those other directory. I created only a directory demos. So I'm going to say demos. And then I'm gonna just do this. I could have made the directory if I wanted to keep it, but I want to keep it short here. So on this directory, when I do this, it's much easier to see that all the demos are under that. So this is the 29 files that we just downloaded, and all of them are successful there. So some of them are .sh script, which we are going to just test to see if there's any compatibility issue. Some packages may be used on the Linux Ubuntu. Maybe Figlet came with it, or I installed it, or maybe laugh out loud cat command was part of the utilities that I installed. So when I get to those ones, it will fail when I run the script. Then I have to show you how to fix installing those packages. So that is part of the learning curve here to demo this. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just look at the .sh file. So first file is fargs.sh, cat -n f-args.sh. That one is really long. It is just showing if the argument is not given, you're gonna just prompt the user to say that this program requires 2 arguments for $1 and $2. So fargs.sh, and you're supposed to give 2 numbers. And that is what this script does, and it compares the numbers that you do, whether they are equal or they're greater or smaller to each other. And then it's called the function compare when it does, and if the values are not done, it's called the usage function. So you can see all of this script here on each of these lines. The usage function is called if the number of arguments is less than 2. Otherwise, it does the compare function, and compare function takes value 1 and value 2 from the $sign that was provided here, and then it will just do it based on the number of arguments. So, and the name of the script is fargs. Let's just clear the screen again here. I'm going to just say ls-l f-args.sh. And as you can see, this script is also executable. That means I can say /f-args.sh. But because I did not provide any argument, the script should detect saying that you need to provide me 2 arguments, and it does. And it gives me a usage section because it ran the section, and now I don't have to give the same numbers. I can say 2 different numbers, and it does compare them. So if I just gave the same number that the script was providing, it would also work. And if I just say some numbers on the second one, it will just say, and the 10 is smaller to the other number. So as soon as it is smaller, it will just do that, right? And if it is equal, obviously 10 and 10 are equal, then it should say they are equal. And then 100 and 100, those are just obvious answers. That's why I'm doing it. But the script works pretty good. So that one is tested. I don't have any issue with that script. The next one is, let's look at this f statement. Cat -n f- statement $. And this one is 19 lines. So the purpose of this statement is to compare f-else statement. And then it does a f value for that one. 5 and 10 is a default given. And so this one does not have a usage. If the value is always going to be 5 and 10 comparison between them. So let's just run that if statement. And it says that 5 is smaller than 10, which is true. But if I go modify the value 5 to be greater than now, obviously it's going to say 5 is greater than this. I'm not going to do modification because we already checked on the fargs, whatever value you gave that works. Similarly, this variable is set. You can just set it to something else, but usually it is more dynamic with fargs, is better. So the next example is if else statement. Clear screen cat minus n f dash else statement. As you can see, this one, by pressing tab, it completes the rest of the information, so you don't have to type it in. And so when you say cat minus n f and then press tab, automatically put it. Like here, I could say cat minus n f dash else. Now that makes it unique. I could press tab, it will find it. So line 1 through 22, you can see that the script is looking for 2 numbers. But then the 2 numbers, if I don't specify, the script does not have a usage function, so it will fail. Let's run it without a first argument. It should fail, else the statement. That's why I wrote that f args to compare it. See that f else, and then it says, oh, the value of empty is greater than the current directory. So because those value were not provided. So if you provided 2 numbers, it will say that those 2 numbers are equal, or 10 is smaller than 100. And then 10,000 or 1,000, or 10,000 is greater than 100. So any number that you specify, even if you say 101, as soon as 101 becomes greater, then it's going to detect that. That's the if statement comparison. So let's see what other statement we have. The other one we have is if arg, if else, a smaller number. If a smaller number, cat minus n, if a smaller numbers, yeah, this one is also checking if the 2 values is smaller, similar to the other one. So I'm not going to test that one. Let's monocell start with the search. And the piece of the search, clear screen, cut a piece and the search. This one may be using like this utility laugh out loud cat command, which needs to be installed. That one we will check also. But right now, if I do this one, I have to modify the script. If I don't have this utility, this line will fail. But if I just do it without the coloring, then it still should work without the other commands. Echo bold and other one should work. So I'm gonna do like let's monocell a search. Let's say piece.search. This will fail because of the coloring. You see the laugh out loud command not found, and then the figlet is not found. So what I'm gonna do is Control C out of this and say which figlet, and then figlet is not there, which laugh out loud cat, it is not there. But if I go back to this other machine that I tested it on Ubuntu, and I say, let me log in here. Clear screen here, and I say cat etc or s release. This is Ubuntu, and then which figlet. This figlet is not there, which laugh out loud cat, and that one is there. So ls monocell will give me this directory, but then I could say laugh out loud cat, it will just change the color. Every time you run the command, it will just give you a different color. So the Figlet is not installed here. I can install it by doing sudo su dash and then become root first. Clear screen app install Figlet. And then this one is Linux Ubuntu. I can install it this way. Now, which Figlet it is there. And then Figlet, Fig, show Fig fonts. This is all the fonts that is for the Figlet that is supported. But at the same time, since I'm already logged on the Linux Ubuntu Rocky Red Hat actually. Let me go to this other one with Red Hat. Remember the other terminal that I opened here? And this one, since I'm on the MyWebUniversity, this one Figlet was already installed. Last time I did it, I tested on that Ubuntu version, which Laugh Out Loud Cat is also there. So if I say ls here, it shows that one, but if I say Laugh Out Loud Cat, this is going to show me the same command with different color every time I run it in those syntax. And then, so I'm going to just clear the screen here. I'm going to come back here, and then I say, and let's get this Red Hat version to work with the script that I wanted to work. So here, start on the search. The script piece did not work because Figlet is not installed. And then in order to install it, I'm going to get a couple of packages there already. So at this time, I'm going to say id-un. Every time you install it, you have to have root access. Either you run the command with sudo or you become sudo one time. And then after that one, you don't have to type in sudo every time. So at this time, id-un, I'm root. And then I clear my screen. I can say that, okay, at this time, I'm on this directory. If I say dnf less Figlet, it is not going to, it is a package is there, but it is not installed, which Figlet is not going to return anything, and which show Fig fonts is not going to show. So I'm going to say dnf install Figlet. And I'm going to install it this time. Clear the screen and say which Figlet is there, which show Fig fonts. It is there. So show Fig fonts is going to show the fonts that is available here. And then that's the nice thing about show Fig fonts, that you can see the set up the fonts. If you like to use all the Figlets commands, watch my other videos that I have already made with different fonts. And this is about shell scripting using the show Fig font or Figlets. So I'm going to demo those ones when it comes to time to it. Now the other one, Laugh Out Loud Cat command, it is not there. So dnf search Laugh Out Loud Cat command, it might not show it, I might not find it. So I have to say dnf repo list to make sure that the repo that has the Laugh Out Loud Cat command, I have to install it. In order to do that one, when I did the home WP programs and then home Wahid programs, clear screen here. So on this one, I did demos. So I prepared a file called epal.txt. I brought that one, epal.txt. It has a list of the Fedora RPMs that I could just enable. And then when I enable this one of them is epal. And then if you see that dnf DNF repo list. When you do this one, the EPAL is already there. And right here is this one is there. And so that one is there. The next thing that I need to do is cat EPAL.text. I'm gonna do a DNF upgrade. DNF upgrade. This one will just upgrade all the packages that needs to be done. First we do those ones. And then it's like an update that is quick, because last time I did, if I do it again, it's gonna say it's up to date. So nothing has to be done now, because I just did everything to the latest and greatest. So the DNF upgrade is done. Now the subscription manager repo list, I'm going to try to do this one, subscription manager. And so subscription manager list is just a command that will show your subscription is up to date and it is good. If this is a subscription is expired, you cannot run the subscription manager or DNF or YAM commands there. So this time I'm going to do subscription manager, and then repos, enable these RPMs. Enable this one, optional dash RPMs, enable Red Hat extra RPMs. And since I'm already as sudoers, I could just only cut and paste this one by copying it here and then pasting it here. You can also type it if you want to, but it's much easier not to make typos on the dash shis or stars. So you do that one. Now it just says that use subscription manager and dash list to see a list of valid, the one that are supposed to be valid for you. Somehow the name was not read from that one. So I'm gonna try to run the subscription manager dash list. It helps you by giving you the information. You could type it in. And now you're gonna get a bigger list here with all the packages that are there. So cat epal.text, the next command that was there, cat epal.text, I'm going to just do YAM update. We already did DNF update is the same as YAM update. YAM is symbolic link to that one. So if I say YAM update, it is going to show the same thing. Every time when you do which YAM file user bin YAM, you can see this is symbolic link to DNF-3, and DNF is also a user bin, and DNF is also symbolic link to DNF-3, but DNF-3 is a Python script, as you can see, and then you can see that about 61 line or 62 lines are there. If I just do a cat minus n for the line number, you can see 62 lines of Python script. So clear screen cat epal.text. I'm gonna just run the next command, which is snap d. YAM install snapd or DNF install snapd. Snapd is a package container that will install here. That is only for Linux Ubuntu, but you can do that one because we have EPAL. Now we have installed snapd as well. By installing snapd, now you have a snap list. You could say which snap is there, snap list. I mistyped the A, that's why it didn't work. But the snap list, it shows all the packages if there's any. At this time, we don't have anything. Maybe it doesn't list anything, but like on Ubuntu, if you do the same command, you will see that Firefox and other ones are there. Let me show you the Ubuntu here. And you can see the list is really huge. So snap list Firefox, you could see a snap info Firefox. So you can get information on a package and details, and then clear screen, snap dash dash help. You see all these information, find info, install, and everything that is within that snap package. So I'm going to come back here. This command is taking a little bit too long, so I'm going to Control C out of it, and I'm going to just say cat eval.text. The next command we did this one. I believe I did already the install. Yeah, install already. So I'm going to do system ctl enable and dash dash now snapd.socket. So that enables snapd, and now by creating that one, I have to do link -l s var left snapd snap to /snap. Now our package should be ready for snap. So snap is a symbolic link to that, and then the snap.socket is there. If I do systemctl status snapd, and you can see it is disabled currently. It is not running, but when we did the dash dash snap enable dash dash socket, snap.socket is there. So let me just see snap list. Now, hello world. So we have to install a package at least. So snap install hello world. That would install the package snap hello world, and then it will say hello world. I mean, there's a lot of other packages, Chromium or Firefox or something, and that we could do Opera and a lot of other PyCharm community version or Visual Studio Code. We could test all of that one. But at this time, we're going to look at our script for this purpose. I hope this doesn't take too long. So let's see what I could just pause the video for a second and see if it takes too long, and then I can wait for it. Okay, as soon as I pause it, just a few seconds later, finish. As you can see, it is done. So I'm gonna do a clear screen here, and then cat eval.text. The last part of that one was to do this, and let's see if we can do install the laugh out loud, which laugh out loud cat command is not there. We could say dnf install laugh out loud cat. Okay, snap install laugh out loud cat. If that's a laugh out loud, there's a snap package. Now we have stabilized it with the snapd. We should be able to install laugh out loud cat command. It is getting installed right now, downloading it. And download snap is done from channel stable. Okay, you can see this busy loop install, and then which laugh out loud cat command. It is not showing yet. Okay. Snapd not found in your warlib snap pen was not found in the path. If you are not restricted, restore your session. Try doing the. Please see this one for detail. Okay. That's the system ctl restart snapd, system CPU status, snapd. Now this saying running rather than earlier that was not running. So I'm gonna just do the snap install lab out loud. Already installed. Snap snap help refresh. Refresh. Okay. So you can see now Snap Blast shows up and laugh out loud cast is there, hello world is there, and core 8 is there, all of them are there. But I'm gonna reinstall this one because that one is not showing us, but the publisher is okay, which laugh out loud cat and snap reinstall laugh out loud cat. Snap remove and laugh out loud cat. I'm gonna remove it first, then install it. Because we have restored it snapd local launch if you're not restricted. So the URL that is showing here, I'm gonna just open this URL. That's not helpful. It's all the extra information that you have to read for something as simple as that. So I'm gonna say University install nothing. I'm going to reinstall snapd first, which snapd, which snap list, system CPU, snap. Okay, so it is not running. It is disabled. I'm going to enable it first. I'm going to say the enable. That is enabled, and now I go status. It is enabled now. And then I'm going to say start it. And then I'll check it out, and now it is running. Earlier it was not running, so now it is running. And then say which snap list. It should say that which allowed that. So the package might be under user snap d. So let me just say which hello world. Yeah, those are not under the regular directory. So I created this snap directory here, which is user. So like if I just go back here on the Linux Ubuntu and then type in password to see where is the snap packages here. Clear screen, which Firefox. You can see that a slash snap slash pet Firefox, which laugh out loud cat. That one is under the other directory. For this one, it comes out on a different package name here. So laugh out loud is there. Use snap slash ben. Let me check on this one first. clear screen, snap/bin. Okay, yeah, you can see that. /snap/bin, and then you can say laugh out loud cat. Yeah. So this is how that program runs. If I just say ls -l here, and then pipe it to /laugh out loud cat, that would still work, because from my current directory that is there, and then it is actually under the current directory user /snap/bin. In order for me to make it work like the other one, because notice on the other one, if I go here, say which laugh out loud cat, it is under snap/bin loud, so I don't have to type in that path. It is gonna do it, echo $ path, and then the user local game is there. Yeah, /bin snap is there. So here snap/bin. What I could do here, clear screen here, /snap/bin. I echo $path. Yeah, the path needs to add that in the environment variable. So as I could see here, I could say export path is equal. I'm going to get the current $path, $path, along with colon /snap/bin. Now I say echo $path. It is there. Now I don't have to type in the information as this. So I could say ls -l and then say laugh out loud cat. It would work, because which laugh out loud cat now is going to show that it is in the path. Echo $path contains that /snap/bin. That's how you make it work there. Okay, so in order for me to now just do it permanently with other users, I have to do the environment variable similarly to the .bash or C on this machine. So I exit out of this one, clear screen here, pwd, echo $path does not have that snap stuff. So I have to do it on my profile, which is cd to my home directory and vim.bash or C, and then look for the path. Here, the path is here. I could just say, go ahead, do the path. If path is home local bin, then path is equal path. I could just add in at the end of it /snap/bin, and then export it afterward. So now I will just add that one, clear screen, and cat.bash or C. You can see that I added this line here, but when I run and run the echo command with path, it's not there. And so that means I have to be on this directory. I have to export it at least on this one in order to get it. Now I do echo path. You can see your /bin. The snap is there. Is it there? Let me see if I can see there -/ snap. No, it did not do it. Let me just see why. I'm gonna. Yeah, So did not get exported. But if I just close this one and just open a new terminal, it should run my prompt. So I'm gonna just open a new terminal, echo $path, and then see if the snap, yeah. So this, I did add the snap, warlet snap is there, but not the other one. Let's see which laugh out loud cat. Yeah, so it is now in the environment. It just added the environment, which contained the snapd. So it does work. And then that's all I had to do at this time. So I am good with all the script. I'm going to go to programs, and then here we went to demos, and then inside demo, clear the screen, and then the script that was not working and that we made it work is piece.sh. Now let's run the piece.sh, and you can see that the graphic interface comes in as a result. If I just resize this one, then you can see it shows. Thank you for watching our YouTube, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It just tells you peace. I really appreciate it, and it says peace to all. That's all it does, that is good. So now clear the screen. You can see that laugh out loud command works here. And then show fit fonts, show fit fonts also works. So let's download message. We tested all of that one. Let's test welcome.sh. This one's supposed to say welcome 10 times. Welcome to MyWebUniversity.com. It does show that one, and then that is clear the screen, welcome.sh, and that's just using a for statement. So, and it does put clear the screen and then runs it. So all you have to do is say welcome.sh, and it runs the script as you do. If you want to see the content of it, cat -n welcome.sh. That's the script. And then it uses the for statement with the if statement, and then it changes the color based on the whether the modulator remainder is 0 or odd or even. And for odd, it does something. For even, it does something. Different color .sh, and you can see here. So the next is, list is these bash script. I'm going to show you a couple of the bash script. So if we look at the for sequence dash, let's just do cat -n for sequence dash arc dot bash, and then I'm going to just pause the video for a second. 1 second. Okay, so we did for sequence.arc.sh, clearing the screen. This was the content of the script. Now I'm going to run it for sequence-arc.bash. This is bash script, and clear the screen. Let me just do this one first. /for sequence dash arc.bash. I must have mistyped it. Try sequence dash help. So sequence, the way it works is this one is $sequence max, and max is defined here. So since max does not have a value, this script will fail. Otherwise, you have to give it a value, and there's no usage on this script. So if I say 10, it will just do 10 numbers. If you do 5, it will do 5 numbers. Whichever one you do, 100, it will just do 100 numbers. So the number that you do, let's say I do for a smaller set, 2 or 3, whatever number you do, you just run those values. And then notice the script, when I look at it, it did not have a usage, so it assumes that you're giving a $1 argument. But most likely I have some other script here that will check for the value that if you did not provide it, it will check it. And you can always put the argument there, say there. Just to correct it, you could just even make that script here. So say vim f dash, what was the name? And let me just, okay. So I'm going to do a vim on this one, vi improve. And now if I want to just say if $sign $pound is less than 2, then you say echo usage $0, which is the name of the program, number, and then you could just say that, and then we say echo example $0, and then 5, for example, and then you say exit 5, and that would just do this. Otherwise, it's going to just run the command if you give the argument. So let's just run the script again to see if it works this time. I'm going to give it with 5. It says, well, you have to give it the usage. I did number 2, which is not correct. I'm going to do vim with number 1. I have to type it into vim for the sequence-arc.bash. Excuse me. Now this time it is working fine. It is just saying that it is fine. If you do 2, it is going to do it. If you do 10, it will work. And then if you don't specify any number, it will just say you need to specify a number. So cat minus n for sequence dash arc.bash, we fix it like that by giving a usage stuff. So let me clear the screen here, start.bash. And then the next script is, let's say, cat for the sequence.bash. This one is similar. And displays for a number between 1 to 3 to display the number 1 to 3, and then so you could just run it for sequence.bash, and it will do that. And let's -l_start.bash, clear the screen. Let's not .bash. Sorry about that. So let's do the sequence and the steps.bash, or maybe the sports one. Cat -n for sports.bash. You can see that it is for all the sports that is doing it, and numbers and everything else there. And so if I run that one, you see, great choice. I also love to play soccer. Depending on what you have done on that script, it tells you those options for sports and those ones. And then since the sport was selected soccer, then it's going to say that one. Otherwise, it says those other message. So let's start.bash. What other things that we could show? So cat sleep sleep underscore 5.hash. Let's see what is that. Clear the screen. So sleep 5. So this one is just basically it just sleeps for each numbers. It's supposed to say to demo if and for statement. It's demoing the for statement within 1 to 5, and if a number is equal 1, then sleeping for 1 second. If number is whatever is there, it sleeps that number of seconds. Let's just run it. And then as you see, it sleeps it, and then we can just give a date, and then you could see the date command run with it as well for 5 seconds. Since the last one is waiting a little bit. Now, in order to demo this one better, I'm gonna put this file. I'm gonna just say wherever it is doing a sleep on it, right after the sleep and before the sleep, we type in a date command here and a date command after. And then here a date command and then a date command after. So that is done with all the sleeping and $sign now. And then so the same script now, if we run it again, you could see that it shows that for waiting 1 second, and then the next time, notice when it was 2 seconds, 24 becomes 26. And when it is 3 seconds, 29 becomes 33. And then with the 4 second, the 33 becomes 38. And I mean, that's the 5 second. And this one was 4 second and so on. 29 become 33 with 4 seconds. And then this one, 26 become 29 is 3 seconds. And 24, 22nd, 2 seconds. So everything worked the same way. Let me show you some seashell also. Clear screen cat ls -start the seashell cat for each the seashell. As you can see, the syntax of seashell is like seashell. Bash is different. So here the seashell with the shebang user env, we're loading the interpreter through seashell or seashell. You could do it, and then you use the for statement. For each statement, notice that it has an end rather than a do and done. So you have a for each you could do characters and numbers, and also the fruits. So if I just run this script, through seashell is not there, so sudo install through seashell, and then become root with the sudo privilege to install it. Sudo DNF install. I missed the DNF port, so yes. Which through seashell is there. So now we run the same script that failed before. Now it works. And since it's a lot of them, we can go up here. You can see it give the list of the sports, then character A through some F lowercase and A through E or F uppercase, and then A through F lowercase, and then 1 through 5, and then apple on up to pairs. So that is the seashell script. And then cat f.ch is the next script. This one I'm gonna do f.seashell. You can see this one is running basically the F statement with I love playing soccer, and then other sports are listed. I'm also printing all the character A through the B, and then it is interested in those ones. So you can see the script here. If I do a more on this one, you can see the lines that it is there with the for statement. It does the sport, and then for each So you're welcome to look at the script. And if you have any question, put a note, I will help you on the next. But scripting and writing programs is easy if you just it's like math. The more you practice with them, the more it becomes easier and then friendlier. So we did a lot of the demos here. There's also on my MyWebUniversity chapter 5 of my book. It's shell scripting, MyWebUniversity / table of content.html. As you can see here on the table of contents, this chapter 5 Unix shell scripting, a lot of these scripts are already here. You can practice them as well here. Whether there's a C shell script, the for statement, you could see the output is just run here. So I run it online, so you don't have to be in front of a machine. You can do it. And if you're interested to see what does the script look like, you can just come in here and read the script here. Look at all those banners that Google is posting. That's a lot. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something out of it. Please don't forget to subscribe and join the channel so you could watch all these thousands of videos and learn from it and benefit for your school as well as your work. Take care. God bless you all. Bye.